Hello guys, Elliot here and welcome back to the Bear Pit TV. Now, Alex Neil has been appointed as the new Stoke City manager, taking over from Michael O'Neill. Alex Neil's come to us from Sunderland with his last match, ironically, being against Stoke in a 1-0 win for the Black Cats away from home. Now, my initial reaction, I think it's just one of shock. It was not an option that I was expecting going into this managerial replacement. I thought we'd get somebody a bit out of, who hasn't got a club, who maybe is a lower manager in the leagues if we couldn't get someone like a Sean Dyche. But like I said, just one of shock in terms of my reaction. I didn't expect him to leave a club like Sunderland. That's the biggest thing, because if he were to leave a League One club and then take over a job like Stoke, then it's not really a surprise, because you'd think that the League One club would be smaller than Stoke. But Sunderland are a huge club and probably almost too big for their division in a way, even League One and now coming into the Championship. It's a huge club with a big project, and I'm just still in shock that he's actually come and shows us. It's not like a club like Wycombe, who, no disrespect to any Wycombe fans out there, but who are a smaller club, and if the manager got promoted there, he maybe wants to try and make a name with a bigger club like Stoke. But Sunderland are already a big club, so that's why I'm still in a bit of shock as to why we've got him. On the other hand, Dean Holden leaving, I feel really bad for him. He's obviously left because Alex Neil wants to bring in Martin Canning, who's his assistant that he had, and he generally seems to be the assistant he has at every club he's going to. So I feel a bit sorry for him, because he seemed to have a really genuine connection with the fans. We sent him a message upon hearing that he was leaving. He basically just said that he really thanked us for all the support that we'd shown the team over the last sort of year. So really sort of down-to-earth guy, made time with the fans. So that side of it's really sad that he's going. But I just felt a bit sorry for him as well, because we played a back four for the first time this season, and I think you could tell that he didn't want to play a back three, and one of the reasons that Michael's lost his job is because we're playing a system that he didn't want to play. So that makes me feel just a little bit sorry for him. And, he seems like a top bloke, but I think football's a really cutthroat industry, and he's just got on the end of that. It's unfortunate, but at the same time, I feel like I can understand the decision, and he seems like a top coach. He won't be out of work for too long. With the man himself, I've spoken to a few people who had him at their various clubs, and I think the general response I got from him was that he was a leader, he galvanises clubs, and he's also a motivator. And I think we've lacked a little bit of that with Michael O'Neill at times. I think he showed his leadership at times. I think he galvanised the club when we were down there, but just sort of lost his way a little bit coming towards the end of his spell. And I think with Alex Neil, we can get a bit of new energy coming into the team, and it could really help us push forward for this season. We've probably done it at the best time to get someone like him, because we've still got 41 games left, I want to say. In terms of playing styles, at Preston, he always used to play with either a 4-1-4-1 formation or a 4-2-3-1 formation. So we could be seeing a return to the four at the back maybe. At Sunderland, during last season, he played a four at the back in League One, but more recently he started to shift things up and go to a three at the back. So we may not see the end of the back three, but equally we probably could see a return of the back four. It seems like he favours a back four formation compared to a back three formation, because he's used that with a lot of the clubs he's been with, and hardly ever really used a back three at clubs he's been with. So I'd say he'd favour a back four, but we could see a return of the back three. And Alex Neil, from what I can gather too, doesn't seem to be the type of man who likes to park the bus. He seems to be the type of guy who likes to play fast football. And I talked about this in my last video. With Michael O'Neill, he seemed to play really slow football. And the problem he had was playing three at the back's okay, but you have to play out fast. And there was no link between the defence and the midfield. With Alex Neil, apparently he's a very fast style in terms of his football. So when they get the ball, they would move fast and counter-attack teams, which is what we need at the moment, because our football, we don't go at teams a lot. And Sunderland, when they played us, they went at us in that second half. They were brilliant. And if we can put a little bit of that into our team, that's just what we're missing, really. It's what we're missing, because we haven't seen the likes of our players just have a go at people. We've not really seen that clinical edge in our side. So to have that is an amazing thing. I think it might take time, but to know that we'll eventually get there and put our own style on it is a great thing to hear. And I think for Alex Neil as well, he's a very still inexperienced manager at his age. He's quite young for a manager, so would need, you know, great players around him, great characters around him, which I personally think we have at Stoke. We shifted out a lot of dead wood under Michael O'Neill, and I think Alex Neil now has got a much easier job on his hands because of him. So that'll be the end of the video for today, guys. Yeah, pretty decent news that we've now finally got an appointment. We've acted quickly to get in a really good manager, and in my opinion, he'll do great things for the club. Hopefully we can get into that top 6 places, because he has had experience of doing that at Norwich when they went up with them, and Norwich fans rave about him, saying the presence he had in that dressing room was one of the reasons that they eventually went up and got into the playoffs in the first place. So it's music to my ears, and I hope you can do a great job at Stoke. But leave a like on the video if you enjoyed, subscribe if you are new around here, and we'll catch you in the next one.